Hello friends. Here it is, my old laptop. Dell Inspiron 153542, and today I am going to upgrade its hardware to speed up this 3-year-old laptop. It is taking too much time to boot, and for some graphical editing it's very slow. It's having 4 GB of RAM and it is having only a single slot for the RAM installation. It is having 500 GB of hard disk drive and it is conventional hard disk which is having moving parts, so it's a bit slow. First I will power it on and let's see how much time it takes to complete the boot up process. Now I will show you how long it takes to boot up. I will use the stopwatch. So let us see. I will power on the laptop as well as start the stopwatch. Here it is, the booting process is start. It is 20 seconds but still the process is going on. Here you can see the mouse cursor shows that the process is still going on. Now the processing is completed. And you can see it is done and it has taken about 50 seconds to complete the boot up process. After upgradation of the hardware we will again check how much time it takes to get boot up. Now I am going to upgrade the hardware of this laptop. For that I have purchased the hardware. First is 8 GB RAM of HDD. As per the specification it is DDR3L and its speed is 1600 MHz. I have chosen this RAM as per the specification of this laptop written in the owner's manual. Another thing I have purchased is the Western Digital SSD. It will surely speed up the laptop since the SSD is more than 10 times faster than the hard disk drive, since it is not having any mechanical moving part. Its speed is 545 megabit per second and its storage capacity is 240 GB. Here you can see it is written on the box. So I will replace my laptop hard disk drive with this SSD. I am going to reuse my existing installed 500 GB hard disk drive. For that I will put this existing hard disk in this Caddy. And this Caddy will be installed in place of the DVD drive. I will remove the existing DVD drive and I will put the hard disk drive in this Caddy and install it in place of the DVD drive. Later on it will work as a storage media for my laptop. So to update the hardware of this laptop I am having 3 things. First 8 GB RAM. Second 240 GB SSD. And third is a Caddy for hard disk drive. Now I will install RAM and SSD. First I will install this SSD in the Caddy, then remove the DVD drive and install the Caddy in place of the DVD drive. Thereafter I will do the cloning of the hard disk to the SSD, and after that I'll swap the SSD and hard disk drive. So let's see how it will be done. We can see in the package of the Caddy a small screwdriver is provided. Here it is, the screwdriver comes with Caddy. I will use this screwdriver to open the screw of the laptop. I will put everything in aside. I will put the laptop this way. First I will remove the battery of the laptop. Remove the battery and flip the laptop. Keep the power button on for a few seconds to discharge the capacitors of the laptop. It will protect the laptop from the damage. This is Dell Inspiron 153542 laptop, and now we are going to open the screw of this laptop. Then slide this cover in this way to open it. Here you can see the RAM is visible here. It is 4 GB RAM originally came with this laptop. To remove the RAM, just press the small levers in this way and it will pop up, and just take it out in this way. You can see it is 4 GB RAM. And also you can see there it is written that only DDR3L RAM is to be installed. So here I have purchased 8 GB DDR3L RAM. I am going to open it up. Here it is. I am going to install this RAM. Here it is. I am taking it out. To install it, just see the notch. Here it is the notch, and in the slot for RAM here it is the notch. Just put it like this way. Then just press it down. A click sound will come, indicates that it is installed properly. First thing is done, we have replaced the RAM. This is the RAM I have taken out. I will keep it to use somewhere else. Now here it is the hard disk drive, and I am going to replace it with the SSD. But first I will install this SSD in place of DVD drive. So, I will remove the DVD drive, and by using the Caddy, I will install SSD in place of the DVD drive. Now, I am going to put this cover back on this laptop. I will again open it when needed, but just now, I am going to put it back. I will put the small screw back on its place. It is done. Now I am going to remove the DVD drive, but first I will install this SSD in the Caddy. So I will take this SSD out of the packaging box. Here it is, the SSD. You can see, it is Western Digital 240 GB SSD. I will put this SSD in the Caddy in this way. And slide it. It comes with some screw, so we will tighten the screw. It will hold the SSD properly. Here it is done. Now I am going to remove the DVD drive. So I will open this screw to remove the DVD drive. Here it came out. You can see a L-shaped mounting bracket is there. So I will take this bracket out from there and install it with the Caddy. Over there like this. Here it is done. I will put it in. Here the DVD drive we can use somewhere else or install it back in this laptop if needed. Now, I will put this Caddy in. Oh, it is stuck. First I will remove the screw completely. Here it is. Now press and put this Caddy in. It's done. Now place the screw again at its place. So it is done. Now, I will put the battery back on its place. We will put this DVD cover also, but we will put it later on. Just for the looks. Now, I will place the battery back on its place. Now, I am going to power on the laptop and verify that the RAM is working properly and it starts showing SSD in place of DVD drive. Thereafter I will install the software which will be able to clone the bootable existing hard disk partition to the newly installed SSD. So now I am making it power on. Here my laptop is power on. Now, my computer. Property. And here you can see, RAM is upgraded. It is showing 8 GB. So it is upgraded. Now see the status of memory disks. It is showing only the existing hard disk drive but not showing the newly installed solid state drive. To get the SSD visible, we will open the Windows application for the disk partition. By using this application we can create and format the disk partition. We will go in this application. Here it is, you can see. It is showing two disks. One is disk 0 and another one is disk 1. Disk 1 is the disk which we have recently installed and it is 240 GB SSD. It is showing 223.58 GB. Why? The detail is available in description. You can see a message window is there, that you must initialize a disk before the logical disk manager can access it. We will select the option Master Boot Record. And press OK button. Now, we will format this disk. A simple volume wizard will open, press Next. Select and define the size of the disk. Press Next. Now, assign the drive letter. We have selected E drive. Press Next. Now, the format partition options are available in this window. We have selected the NTFS, and for volume label we will write down the WD_SSD. We have selected the quick format option. And press Next button. Now, the simple volume wizard is finished. Now, you can see, it is written that the disk is formatting. Now, the formatting is complete and the disk is explored. Now, you can see the disk drive name is appeared in the window. So, this disk is available now. Now, we will do the complete clone the C drive into the E drive. For that we have to use some cloning software. To clone this disk we will install a software. The software is Macrium Reflect 7. So, in Google we will search for Macrium Reflect. Here it is. We will go to the website Macrium Reflect 7. So, we will install the free version. A lot of things written on site. Here you can see a free version is also available. Now, we will select the home use option. It will ask for the email address, but it is optional. So, we will press continue. It will start downloading a small patch of software to install main software files. It will take a while. Now, it is done. Now execute it. A new option window will open. Here you can see we are going to choose a free edition. We will select the download location for the software. And run installer directly after completion of the download. Press the download button. Confirm download, yes. Now, download started. It will take time to complete. After completion of download, it will just start the installation as we have selected the option. Here you can see the installation is start and we press the button next. Now, there is the window for the Macrium Reflect Free Edition Setup Wizard. Press the button next. Accept the terms and conditions and press next. The home option and press next. Now, the option will ask would you like to register. We will select no and press next. Now, we will also select the option install vboot. Press next. And then press install. Here, the installation is done. Press the button finish, and launch now. It will ask for registration. I will select the option remind me in 7 days. Here, the software installation is complete and it is launched. This is the first screen of the software. It is showing 2 different disks. First one is the disk which was already installed and having operating system. Its size is 500 GB. Another one is SSD and it is 240 GB. We can see that size of the SSD is smaller than the hard disk drive. I want to clone this hard disk drive to this newly installed SSD. Because of the size it is not possible to clone a 500 GB hard disk drive to 240 GB SSD. So, I will unselect the partition D which is 123 GB. The partition C is 341 GB and a system reserved partition is only 350 MB. In partition C drive out of 341 GB the data is about 93 GB and rest is empty. Now, my SSD is the 240 GB and the C drive is 341 GB, which is too big to fit into 240 GB SSD. We will see how the software will clone 341 GB hard disk drive into the 240 GB SSD. It will be possible since the data in partition C is 93 GB, which will be easily accommodated in the 240 GB disk. We will click on clone this disk. A new window will open. In this window the source and destination disk are to be selected. It is already showing the source disk but it is not showing the destination disk. Click on select the disk to clone to. And we select the disk. This SSD. We will select and check mark the option, copy selected partition then I click next. Let's see, what is there in advanced options. The check mark is there, verify file system. Enable SSD trim. This increases the lifetime and performance by flagging unused blocks, avoiding slow erase operation and the read modify write cycle by these blocks. We will keep everything as default and click the OK button. Then click on next. It is written there that the last partition is shrunk to fit. Then click next. This window is showing the clone summary. As per the options we have selected earlier, it will process the operations. It will clone the system reserved and the partition C drive. Now, press the button finish. In this window few checkboxes are there. We will keep as it is. Click OK. A warning window is pop up for confirmation of overwriting on the disk. We will say continue. Now, the clone process is start. It is time consuming. This process will take time to get completed. In this part of video, I am just making it fast forward. Here the pop-up window come up, showing the clone process is completed and it has taken 1 hour 35 minutes and 50 seconds. So, it is done. We will see the partitions. We can see that from the hard disk drive 2 partitions are copied on the SSD. Now, I am going to replace the hard disk drive with the SSD. Then we will boot the laptop to verify that the C drive is completely cloned along with the Windows operating system, and the laptop will be boot and start Windows operating system from SSD. Now once again, first we will remove the battery. Then keep the power button on for a few seconds to discharge all capacitors. Then we will open the screw to take the caddy out. Then take the SSD out of the DVD slot. Now, unscrew the SSD from the caddy. Take the SSD out. We will install this SSD in place of the hard disk drive. So we will remove the hard disk drive. Here it is, the hard disk drive. To remove it we have unscrew some of the screw. After opening this screw, I think it will come out in this way. Yes, it came out. Here it is, the HDD. Just for testing purpose, I will put the SSD and will not put any screw. First I will test it and then I will put all screw back on its position. So I am just sliding in the SSD. Just for testing purpose I am going to power on. We will put the battery. Now flip it and make it power on. And yes. You can see. The Windows is start booting from the SSD and it is cloned successfully. Here you can see everything is there as it was earlier with the hard disk drive. It is looking very fast. Immediately it is boot up and load the Windows very fast. Now, we are going to shut down. Again, take the battery out. Take this SSD out once again, then we will put it back in proper way with all the screws. It was a bit difficult. The screw hole match. I am going to open the hard disk drive mounting screw. Whatever is connected with hard disk drive is to be shifted to SSD. Small screwdriver is not working with it. I am having another one, let's see it works. Yes, it is working. So, we will open all screw. Here you can see the HDD. We have opened the screw. Now, we will install this all on SSD. It is not coming out. Now, it came out and I am putting it with SSD. And put the screw on its place. Here it is done. Gum is still there, so I will press and fix this black cover. Here you can see. So it is done and I am going to place it back on the place of hard disk drive. Thereafter finally I will screw it. Yes, it is sliding in on its place. It is done. Now, I will put this small screw again on its place. Here the hard disk is finally replaced with the SSD. Now, I will install this hard disk in the Caddy. So, I will put it like that. Here it is connected with the connector. Now, screw it. Here it is. I think it is properly installed with Caddy. So, I will put it there in place of DVD drive. First I am going to close this back cover of the laptop. RAM is already replaced and upgraded. And HDD is also replaced with SSD. I am going to put this back cover, and putting the small screw back on its place. Yes, it is done. Now, I am going to put this caddy over there. From my DVD drive somehow I have removed the front cover. Now, I am going to install it with the caddy. I am going to place this DVD cover in the front side of the caddy. It will not be having any functional use there. However, it will do the cosmetic change in laptop and the laptop will be looking in proper shape. Here it is done. Now I am going to place it in the place of DVD drive. It fit properly. Now I am going to put the screw back on its place. Now it is looking good, as it was looking earlier. Now the SSD is installed there and my HDD is installed there. Now I am putting the battery on place once again. Here, everything is done as per plan. Hardware upgradation is complete for this laptop to speed up. Now we will again check the boot time with the stopwatch. We will power on and start the stopwatch. Let's see how long it takes this time. Here you can see it is done just in 17 seconds. Hope you liked this video. Thanks for watching.